Okay, so you want to move out of the US, you want to live abroad. You don't want to be a digital nomad, so you're looking for somewhere where you can get easy residency. You're looking for a path to residency or citizenship. I've got you. Here are the top 5 easiest countries for you to move to as an American looking to live abroad. And I'm going to throw in 2 bonus countries too. Let's literally just stop for a second. If you're planning on moving abroad, it's not just like going on Pinterest and building a mood board. You didn't just go and be like, oh, everybody says that country is cool, I'm good there. Oh, no, this one is better because, everybody said so. But what are you looking for? Are you looking for beach vibes? Are you looking for city? Are you looking for a country that's rich in culture? Not just affordability. You're looking for somewhere that you can afford to live and thrive, of course. But then if it doesn't fit your values, then what's the point? If you're never going to get residency or citizenship, then what's the point? You're never going to be a resident or a citizen of that country. You're going to be a perpetual tourist. So the first thing you're looking for in a country, you should be looking at the visa. Are you able to get long-term stay visa? Are you able to get residency? Are you able to get citizenship? That's what you should be one of the first things you look at when you're choosing a country. The next thing is lifestyle. Does it match your lifestyle? What are you looking for? You want to find somewhere that's gonna meet you, because if you move to somewhere that you absolutely have nothing in common with, it's just a sleepy, dreary town, but you're a summer girly that, your family thrives on the hot weather and beautiful skies and the beach, but you go to somewhere that's almost all year round, it's gloomy and dark and in the mountains, it's not going to be a match, only because it's inexpensive, so then you're still having some other issues. So second thing, lifestyle. Does it match yours? The next thing you're looking at is cost of living. And a lot of people think cost of living only means how much is the rent, how much is the food. You also want to look at healthcare. How much is it going to cost if you need to go to the doctor? What is insurance for healthcare looking like in that new country? What is their healthcare system like? Is transportation easily accessible, and is it inexpensive? Things like that. That's what you need to be looking at for your new space. And then, of course, the next thing, if you're moving with a family, sometimes you don't think about the international schools. Are you going to be homeschooling, or are you trying to integrate and send them to an international school? Because, IB, and they can get into prestigious colleges and you want to do all that. I'm not saying Thailand, but I'm just giving as an example, the schools here cost around 20,000 USD a year to send your kid to an international school. And if you have more than one, all right, so the first country on the list is Albania. I know Albania. Yes, it is an inexpensive country. We didn't have any issues when we were there. It was pretty nice. And I was looking at Albania. The only thing that was keeping me from there is still trying to figure out the medical situation. People are saying it's not the greatest, but they're like, yeah, you're so close, you can just go for medical care in a neighboring country. And I'm like, but Albania is a solid choice. The fact that Americans get 1 year visa free entry, US passport holders get 1 year visa free entry. You can go in, move around the country, see if you like it. Tirana, a couple different places, go on the coast, beach life if you want that, or go up in the mountains. You get 1 year. And if you want to, reset that 1 year after a year, you just have to leave the country for 90 days and then you can go back for another year. So if you want to do that, because after a year, you're still not sure, you're like, I don't know. You can just reset 90 days, go right back, boom, you get another 1 year. And then if you want to go for residency, it is super simple. You don't even have to show too much. They just want you to be making enough that you can live off. Right now, it is saying most people are getting approved. It's like €1,000 thereabout. So you're not even needing to show a ton of money. Just if you have €1,000, €1,500, 2,000, you're pretty much set. You can get residency and you're good. The next country would be Georgia. And again, Georgia, they have 1 year visa free for US passport holders also. The crazy part about Georgia, to reset, you just need to leave and come back. They don't give you any stipulation on how long you need to leave for before you can come back and get that 1 year again. You just bounce out and go right back in for a year. And with them also, their red tape is minimal to become a resident. They also have a digital nomad visa that you can renew for quite a while also. And the fact is, both Albania and Georgia, you have a pathway to permanent residency without a ton of red tape or super high income, if you're just starting out or whatever, for you to qualify for. The next for residency is Mexico, and a lot of people have been going to Mexico. The requirements have been going up and going up and going up. I think the last time I saw it was like 3,500 now, or 60K in the bank, something like that. But it wasn't even crazy, a lot of red tape or anything to be able to get residency to stay in Mexico. And then, of course, Americans get up to, 180 days. That's the norm. But sometime, after COVID and all that, they were getting less. So it's like still up in the air. But for the most part, I think you still get that 6 months, 180 days. But you can go for your permanent residency or even temporary residency without too much of a hassle. So Mexico is a solid choice if you're looking for somewhere to kind of at least start and, see where you land. The next country is Uruguay. I know you're like, what? Uruguay, you can just pull up to Uruguay, pull up, start filing. That's it. You don't need to do too much. You need to be making about 1,500. You need to either rent or buy a place there. So you're renting your apartment. You can show that, yeah, I'm living here. 1,500. Boom. You can get residency in Uruguay. It's not a lot of red tape. And someone was saying, oh, a lot of Americans are moving here now. It's getting expensive. Still not, expensive. But of course, things will change based on, people moving and all of that. But Uruguay is a solid choice that is super simple for you to pack up and go to. And then after 3 to 5 years living in Uruguay, three years if you're a family, 5 years if you're single, you can file for citizenship. Pathway to citizenship, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to live somewhere, right? We're trying to get permanent residency, citizenship, somewhere that you can live. The next place is Portugal. A lot of people are going to Portugal also. The D7 visa, that one needs passive income of about 800 and something. So if you don't have passive income, then one of the other visas you need to look into. They have a couple other visas you can do, like the digital nomad visa also. And I think they did just change it, or they are changing it, something that you have to stay there. After 10 years, you can apply for citizenship. It used to be 5, or it is 5. I don't know if it's changed yet. I think they said it's changed, but don't quote me. Look it up if you're interested. I'm sure you're doing that. But 5 or 10 years, and you language test, proficiency, all that, and you're in. Look at that. Super easy. I'm not saying it's easy compared to dropping a couple 100,000 to buy citizenship somewhere or going through a ton of hoops to be able to become a citizen or a permanent resident in some places. These countries, boom. Then the bonus countries that I'm giving you, first one is Ecuador. You, as an American, can go to Ecuador and get residency super easy. Once you're in the country, you can apply for temporary citizenship. You just need to show you're making $1,300 a month, and you can apply for temporary residency. And there's also a path with, if you have like a bachelor's or a master's degree or something, then that's an option, because they're like, okay, you're coming with some knowledge and some experience and all that, so boom, we're gonna let you stay here. Literally. If you don't have that income, but you have some money, stashed away, you can invest 45,000 in like a CD or something in the country, residency. And after 21 months, you can apply for permanent residency. So it's not even 2 years full, and now you have permanent residency. Then after 3 years, you can apply for citizenship. 3 years, you're on your path to citizenship. Again, almost every country you're gonna need to pass a language proficiency and kind of cultural tests and all that. So if you're going to live there, of course, you're going to start learning the language and be involved and all that. So that's pretty much going to be a requirement for citizenship in every country, unless you're buying your way in. Probably you don't have to do any of this. But yeah, that's about what it is for Ecuador. And then the next one is, the last one is the Netherlands. And this is just one of the, to me, the best and easiest. Like, of course, the Netherlands is facing a housing crisis. Like, they have, they don't have enough houses, especially in the centers and the touristy area, in the hot spots. You'll be looking for a house for forever. Go out in the country a little bit, chill with the goats and so. I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I don't know where you can go, but there is a housing crisis kind of going on, so keep that in mind. But if you want to step into the, into Europe, that's your jam. The Netherlands is the way to go for Americans. The DAFT visa, Dutch American Friendship Treaty. This is your path to Europe. Americans can go over, start a business, and you get residency. Literally, you have to deposit $4,500 in a business bank account, which once you start the process, you can get a bank account, you get your number, you get everything. Once you get there, you start the process. So you're not even starting the process before you get there. You pick up, land in Netherlands. I think you have like 6 months to start or something. Double check on that one, but everything else I checked. Once you land and you start doing the process, you get everything to stay there like you would once you get your residency. So you're getting your paperwork, you're getting everything. You can start your business, you can start filling, sending in everything. You're good. $4,500 and a business plan. And a couple people, they don't even look at their business plan. They're like, yeah, cool. You got the money, okay, you got this. Give you whatever you need. Business plan, and they're saying starting a business. So you don't have to have a business going already. You don't need to be making any money. That's the whole point. You're just starting a business. So they're telling you come and start a business. It can be an online business. You can be selling to in the country and all that. As long as you're starting a business, you have like 6 to 7 months to actually start making a profit or making money from the business. So they give you time to build your stuff. They're not saying come here with a thriving business making this amount of money. No, they say come here and build your business. That's the whole point. Then after a couple of months, of course, you building your business, making some money, and your bank account just cannot drop below that $4,500. You get that for 2 years. Then you can renew it, and then they're going to be looking, okay, so you've been here 2 years. Are you making money from that business? You doing anything, or are you just sitting there pretending to be, running a business? They see your business sheet. They look at whatever, 5 years extension. Then you can apply for citizenship after 5 years. 5 years total. So you can apply for citizenship, granted you pass the language test and the culture and all that again. And you're in. Like, that is pretty easy. I know €4,500, probably a lot for some people. But if it's something that you're trying to do, you're trying to make a plan, it's something that you can save up and put down. Anywhere you're going, you're going to need to have money. You're going to need to have cash. And that's another video that's coming up. How much do I need to leave the US? Because everybody asks me. So how much money do I need to leave the US? I'll catch you in the next video. All right, guys. So that is it. Those are the countries that you can easily move to. There are more, of course. These are just the top couple. Paraguay is another one that's pretty simple. You have Colombia is actually pretty easy to get residency and all that. Quite a few countries. So look into that. I did a blog post. Did I say that earlier? I don't remember, but if I did, oh well. I made a blog post with a ton of information on choosing a country, which country gives which visa, everything listed. There's a downloadable PDF, your exit plan. I'm going to leave the link below, lifewithveda.com. I am transferring stuff from my old site to this one, our database. So a lot of my blog posts aren't up, but this one is there for sure. You want to look at this one so you can kind of see the countries, how long you can get, what it takes to get the temporary residency, permanent residency, and citizenship if applicable. So I hope this helps in, you choosing which country you want to move to. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.